Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cha Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhakta Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 7, the Lord begins his tour of South India. Text 109 onwards. Navadvipe yai shakti nakela prakashe sei shakti prakashi nistarila dakina deshe. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not manifest his spiritual potencies at Navadvip, but he did manifest them in South India and liberated all the people there. At that time, there were many smartas, non-devotee followers of Vedic rituals at the holy place of Navadvip, which was also the birth site of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Followers of the Smriti Shastra are called smartas. Most of them are non-devotees, and their main business is following the Brahminical principles strictly. However, they are not enlightened in devotional service. In Navadvip, all the learned scholars or followers of the Smriti Shastra and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not attempt to convert them. Therefore, the author has remarked that the spiritual potency Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not manifest at Navadvip was by his grace manifested in South India. Thus, everyone there became a Vaishnava. By this, it is to be understood that people are really interested in preaching in a favorable situation. If the candidates for conversion are too disturbing, a preacher may not attempt to spread Krishna consciousness among them. It is better to go where the situation is more favorable. This Krishna consciousness movement was first attempted in India, but the people of India, being absorbed in political thoughts, did not take to it. They were entranced and they were entranced by the political leaders. We preferred, therefore, to go to the West, following the order of our spiritual master. And by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this movement is becoming successful. So, people are really interested in preaching in a favorable situation. So was Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord himself. Because in South India the situation or the atmosphere was very congenial for preaching at that time. Regarding this, sometimes when we are preaching or when we are trying to help others, then we find if somebody is not listening or somebody is really too hard, we want to spend more time and we think we are giving him mercy. Yes, we are trying to give mercy, but instead of spending more and more time and energy on that one person, we just got to learn when to let it go and move on. Just like one example is given, if we are in a war and from our army, suppose we are in the medical team of the army, and from our army soldiers are gone out for fighting, and then we find two soldiers who came back. They both are wounded, both are injured, and one soldier is wounded heavily and the other is not wounded that heavily. So the one soldier who's wounded heavily, he's really bleeding profusely, and the other soldier is pretty okay. He is wounded, but not that bleeding that profusely. So the question is, who is it that the medical team or you as a person in medical team should attend to first? Heavily wounded or less wounded? So generally people answer, oh, we'll attend to the heavily wounded because he is injured and he needs more attention. But actually, no. Practically, no. Because the one who is heavily wounded, he might die anyway, even if we attend to him. But the one who is less wounded, we might be able to save him and send him back to the Lord. People think we are less compassionate, but this is practical. And this is, I heard this is what people in the army do in the real situation. So similarly, preaching work. When we are trying to preach and some people are just not going to listen, not going to do anything, yeah, let them go. Those who are less wounded means less in Maya, lesser in Maya than compared to the other. They might start chanting and start becoming devotees. And then when they become devotees, they become preachers, they can go out and preach to more people. So this is the practical aspect of it. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, author says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not show his mercy in Navadvip. He showed it in South India. प्रभु के ये भजे तारे तारे कृपा से यही सब लीला सत्य कर लाया. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's empowering of others can be understood by one who is actually a devotee of the Lord and who has received his mercy. अलौकिक लीला यार न है विश्वास यह लोक परलोक तार है नाश. If one does not believe in the uncommon transcendental pastimes of the Lord, he is vanquished both in this world and in the next. प्रथम ही कहिला प्रभु ये रूप गमान हे मत जानी है याव दक्षिण प्रमाण. Whatever I have stated about the beginning of the Lord's tour should also be understood to hold as so far, as long as the Lord toured South India. Means he just transformed the heart of people all over. Ei mat jaite jaite gela kurva sthane, kurva deki kaila tare stavana praname. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the holy place known as Kurma Kshetra, he saw the deity and offered prayers and obeisances. So Kurma Kshetra. Kurma Sthan is a well-known place of pilgrimage. There is a temple there of Kurmadev. In the Prapannamrita, it is said that Lord Jagannath took Sri Ramanujacharya from Jagannath Puri and one night threw him to Kurma Kshetra. Kurma Kshetra is situated on the line of the Southern Railway in India. One has to go to the railway station known as Srikakulam Road. Srikakulam Road. From this station, one goes 8 miles to the east to reach the holy place known as Kurmachal. Those who speak the Telugu language consider this holy place, very important. This statement is reported in the government gazette known as Ganjam Manual. Ganjam Manual. There is a deity of Kurma there, and as mentioned above, Srila Ramanujacharya was thrown from Jagannath Puri to this place. At that time, he thought that the deity of Kurma was Lord Shiva's deity. Therefore, he was fasting there. Later, when he understood that the Kurma Murti was another form of Lord Vishnu, he instituted very gorgeous worship of Lord Kurma. This statement is found in Prapannamrita, chapter 36. Okay, so why was he kicked out of Jagannath Puri by Lord Jagannath himself? That's what Prabhupada said. Jagannath ji kicked him out and threw him to Kurma Kshetra. So Ramanujacharya had gone to Jagannath Puri to take darshan. Everybody, he heard of so much of Lord Jagannath, so he went there. But when he went there, now Ramanujacharya, we know he's a founder of Shri Sampradaya. Although it comes from Lakshmi ji, but he is the main Acharya. And in Shri Sampradaya, they do very, very elaborate deity worship. In South India, when we go, we see the kind of deity worship they do. It's just amazing. So Ramanujacharya, when he went to Jagannath Puri, he saw the deity worship of Lord Jagannath, and he was completely baffled. What kind of worship is going on here? The pujaris, they're chewing pan when they're worshipping the Lord. And also in Jagannath Puri, I don't know all, but many or maybe some pandas, they eat fish. It's considered none, nothing wrong with that. And so many other things. He said, what in the world are they doing? So when he came back to his place where he was staying at night, Lord Jagannath came in his dream. He said, in Jagannath Puri, whatever happens, it happens because I want it that way. And I love it when my pandas are serving me in this way. So who are you to bring your form of worship over here? So you better get out of here. So in dream of Ramanujacharya, Lord Jagannath kicked him, and Ramanujacharya, when he opened his eyes, he was in Kurmakshetra. So in one night, Jagannathji transported him from Jagannath Puri to Kurmakshetra. And that too, in the dream he went, but actually he found himself over there. And he never came back to Jagannath Puri. So this is pastimes of Jagannath Puri. So this is the Kurmakshetra, Kurmastan. Um, and also, okay, here Prabhupada is saying the holy place of Kurmakshetra, Kurmastan, was actually re-established by Sripad Ramanujacharya under the influence of Lord Jagannath Dev at Jagannath Puri. Later, the temple came under the jurisdiction of the king of Vijayanagara. The deity was worshipped by the Vaishnavas of Madhvacharya Sampradaya. In the temple, there are some inscriptions said to be written by Sri Narahari Tirtha, who was in the disciplic succession of Madhvacharya. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains those inscriptions as follows. 1. Shri Purushottam Yati appeared as the instructor of many learned men. He was a favorite devotee of Lord Vishnu. 2. His preaching was accepted throughout the world with great respect, and by his power he liberated many non-devotees with strong reason and logic. 3. He initiated Ananda Tirtha, Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya's previous name was Ananda Tirtha, who after accepting sannyas punished many foolish men with his rod and converted them. So about Madhvacharya, I guess if whenever we go to Udupi, and we can learn more about him. One thing to know about Madhvacharya, he was, some say he was incarnation of Bhim, or he was incarnation of Pavan, Lord Pavan, and I think it was Bhim, and he was very, very powerful. Physically, he was very powerful, just like Bhim. And this is what he said, punished many foolish men with his rod and converted them. All of Madhvacharya's writings and words are very potent. He gave people devotional service to Lord Vishnu so that they could be elevated to liberation in the spiritual world. His instructions and devotional service are able to elevate any man to the lotus feet of the Lord. Narhari Tirtha was initiated by him and became the ruler of Kalinga province. Narhari Tirtha fought with the Shavars, who were Chandals or hunters, and thus saved the temple of Kurma. So one thing, only Chandals or hunters would try to destroy the temple of the Lord, first of all. And this has been going on for a long time. It's nothing new. Narhari Tirtha was a very religious and powerful king. In Shakahara 1203, in the month of Vaishak, In the fortnight of the moon's waxing period, on the day of Ekadashi, Narhari Tirtha dedicated to the holy name of Yogananda Nrsimhadev the temple he had constructed on his order. The tablet is dated that very day, corresponding to Saturday, March 29, 1281 AD. So some history Prabhupada has given about Kurma Kshetra. Premaveshe hasi kandi nritya gita kaila dekhi sarva loker chitte chamatkara nila. While at this place, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his usual ecstasy of love of Godhead and was laughing, crying, dancing, and chanting. Everyone who saw him was astonished. Acharya Shuniya Loka Aila Dekhi Bahare Prabhura Rupa Preme Dekhi Aila Chamatkare. After hearing of these wonderful occurrences, everyone came to see him there. When they saw the beauty of the Lord and his ecstatic condition, they were all struck with wonder. Darshane Vaishnava Haila Bale Krishna Hari Prema Veshe Nache Loka Urdu Bahukari. Just by seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became a devotee. They began to chant Krishna and Hari and all the holy names. They all were immersed in great ecstasy of love and they all began to dance, raising their arms. This was the method of preaching, mostly by Mahaprabhu. Krishnama lokamukhe shuni aviram, sei loka Vaishnav kaila, anya sab aviram. Always hearing them chant the holy names of Lord Krishna, the residents of all the other villages also became Vaishnavas. Ei mata parambraya desha Vaishnav hai, Krishna nama mrita vanyai desha bhashai. By hearing the holy name of Krishna, the entire country became Vaishnava. It was as if the nectar of the holy name of Krishna overflooded the entire country. Katakshane Prabhu Yadi Baya Prakashila Kurmera Sevak Bahu Samana Karila. After some time, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his external consciousness, a priest of the Lord Kurma deity gave him various offerings. Jai grame yae taha ei vyavahara, eka thai kahila na kahivara bara. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mode of preaching has already been explained, and I shall not repeat the explanation. In whichever village the Lord entered, his behavior was the same. Kurma name sahi grame Vedic Brahmana, Bahu Shraddha Bhakti Kaila Prabhura Nimantran. In one village there was a Vedic Brahman named Kurma. The Brahman name was Kurma. He invited Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home with great respect and devotion. Ghare ani Prabhu Kaila Pada Prakshalan, Sei Jala Vansha Sahit Karila Bhakshan. This Brahman brought Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home, washed his lotus feet, and with his family members drank that water. Anek prakara snehe bhiksha karaila, Gosaira Sheshana Savanshe Khaila. With great affection and respect, that Kurma Brahman made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat all kinds of food. After that, the remnants were shared by all the members of the family. Jai Pad Padma Tomar Brahma Dhyana Kare, Sei Pad Padma Sakshat Aila Mora Ghare. The Brahman then began to pray, O my Lord, your lotus feet are meditated upon by Lord Brahman. And these very lotus feet have come into my home. Mora bhagyera sima na jaye kahana, aji mora shlagya haila janma kuladana. My dear Lord, there is no limit to my great fortune. It cannot be described. Today my family, birth and riches have all been glorified. Kripa kar Prabhu more jato masange, sahite na pari dukha vishaya tarange. The Brahman begged Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, kindly show me favor and let me go with you. I can no longer tolerate the waves of misery caused by materialistic life. This is the mood of So many devotees, so many times, they just want to leave everything and just move to the temple, or move in the temple, or go to Vrindavan, and we want to just live here. And we have to see what Mahaprabhu tells him. So Prabhupada says, this statement is applicable for everyone, regardless of how rich or prosperous one may be. Narottam Das Thakur has confirmed this statement. Sansara Vishanale Deva Nishihi Ajvale. He states that the materialistic way of life causes a burning in the heart. One cannot make any provisions for the troublesome life of the material world. It is a fact that one may be very happy as far as riches are concerned, and one may be very opulent in every respect. Yet, one has to manage the Vishayas to meet the demands of the body and of so many family members and subordinates. Means whatever our responsibilities are, we have to take care of them. One has to take so much trouble to minister to others. Narottam Das Thakur therefore prays, Vishaya chadiya kabhi shuddha have mana. Thus, one must become freed from the materialistic way of life. One has to merge himself in the ocean of transcendental bliss. In other words, one cannot relish transcendental bliss without being freed from the materialistic way of life. It appears that the Brahman named Kurma was materially very happy, for he expressed his family tradition as Janma Kula Dhan. Now being glorious, he wanted to leave all these material opulences. He wanted to travel with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. According to the Vedic way of civilization, one should leave his family after attaining 50 years of age and go to the forest of Vrindavan to devote the rest of his life to the service of the Lord. So, so Kurma Brahman also wanted to leave, but Mahaprabhu obviously didn't want him to. So this is thing that we have to start making progress spiritually, and but at the same time we have to take care of our responsibilities. And when the time is right, Krishna himself will make all the arrangements. Even Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, will read about them later. They wanted to leave this job of Nawab Hussain Shah. Mahaprabhu said, not right now. Whenever you're ready, Krishna will make arrangements. Raghunath Das Goswami also. So, so yes, material life is very troublesome, especially those who want to make progress spiritually. But we have to wait for the right moment. And Krishna will make arrangements whenever we are ready. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.